Welcome to today's episode of Trends, where we're discussing what is the most hotly talked about topic in AFL and in around the AFL media at the moment. Is Charlie Curnow gifted his goals from free kicks, or does he get them themselves, or is it a bit more nuanced than that? We know nuance goes over the head of AFL media and your regular AFL commenters on social media. So without any further ado, let's run that intro and let's get into Charlie Curnow under the spotlight on this week's Trends.
I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, said no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Welcome yourselves back to Pommy and Oz. I hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We've got a load of content coming out and I can't wait to show you all. We've got the hit show tonight, the team selection panel with me, Bucky, Ian and the Let Dog. So make sure you tune into that 7 o'clock live and pick Carlton's team. We've got a preview coming up. We've got the return of the AFL show. Pomfazations will start tomorrow, which is a big focus on sport in general with the great man himself, Faz. We've got a couple of new shows starting over the weekend as well. We've got the VFL wrap and report. We've got some AFL State League information from the juniors, so make sure you subscribe and hit that. And let's get straight into Charlie Curnow. So obviously this week just gone, a lot of people talking about Charlie Curnow cheats to win his free kicks. And I always find this is a really interesting one for me. I find it fascinating in world sport. People just talk about players that get free kicks. Players get free kicks, they're gifted, they're buying the umpire apples, whatever else, other nonsense you want to throw at these things. And Jake Michaels wrote a really good article where he actually found that the percentage of free kicks since 2022, Charlie's only got 20% of his 155 goals, which is absolutely insane. And that is pretty impressive. But if you actually take the goals and we eradicate the free kicks, Charlie still wins from 2022 with 124, a staggering 13 ahead of Taylor Walker, Tom Hawkins, Jeremy Cameron, Charlie Cameron and Bailey Fritsch. And I think it's quite nuanced, right? So what I thought is real life examples for me make complex issues very easy to understand. So I'm going to go with something that I know from a team sport. So that is round ball, soccer. Now, I used to play as a striker. Now, quite often, you have three types of defenders I would go against. You'd have the big burly, can lift heavy weights, can't do mathematical equations, wasn't particularly quick, wasn't particularly nuanced in the game, not much IQ. Very easy to beat, right? But then you'd have the real awkward ones, the ones who are a bit quick, bit pacey, will beat me to the ball. If the ball's coming in and I used to trap it at my feet and hold you off using my strength, I might be stronger than him, right? But he was quicker. So when he got away with me, right, there was three options available to me. One, be quicker, not possible. God didn't build me for speed. He built me for comfort. Two, I'd hold his shirt, right? So when he'd set off, I'd hold his shirt, which would slow him down, hopefully enough for me to get in front. A lot of Charlie's free kicks have been held in the contest. Or three, I'd arrive late to the tackle and end up fouling him. So what would usually happen in football is with a striker, referees know that forwards ain't built for their intelligent defending and their intuitive thinking. I'd get warned, then I'd get a yellow card for holding. I couldn't hold him anymore. Then potentially, if I tried to trip him, I'm sent off. So it's panic under duress. And if you watch Charlie Curnow when he plays the game, he's very, very intelligent with the way he runs. And you actually see he engages incredibly early in the goal square and he makes the lead, right? It's almost like a tell. And what he'll do is he'll gently place his palm of his hand on the chest and then he'll go forward. Now, what you'll see here is a lot of the free kicks against North Melbourne We're from this. Charlie has arrived early, and the only way to stop him is to grab him, right? And what you'll find is in this North Melbourne game, although the game was probably poorly umpired, I thought it was incredibly consistently umpired in the terms of Nick Larkey got the free kicks for the same thing. Coleman Jones got one. Zerha got one. These were consistent throughout the game. And the problem is this panic thing. And panic happens a lot in life. When you are under duress, when you have to do it, desperate times call for desperate measures. And I think sometimes it's as clear cut that I think the umpires do have an agenda with some players, but I think they'll be over-umpired against. I think genuinely with Charlie Curnow, what you're looking at is the easiest way to deal with this. And I'm not complaining at AFL fans. You've only got to watch one of my lives. I complain about the umpires in the heat at the moment all the time. When I've had a cup of tea, though, I've had me Snickers, because I'm not myself when I'm hungry, you actually find this is because he's incredibly good. He's incredibly good. And a great example for any Carlton fans out there, and any fans of any clubs, if you've got a key forward who is ridiculously good, so Jeremy Cameron, Tex Walker, Nick Larkey, players like that, Max King, Ben King, watch them in training and watch your top key defender. They will be giving these infringements all the time, because when you are in possession of the ball, I always give defenders a lot of respect. It's a lot harder to intercept and mark or take possession when it's the opposition playing the ball than it is you. It's always advantage the forward. So he's always going to know where to lead, because he's leading to where the ball's being kicked, and there'll be a preordained game plan of where we're looking to hit the hot zones, that it's natural that you will draw it. And I feel that Australian football kind of tries to poo-poo the great players. In the media, it tries to create a narrative where we overbuild them up, because human nature, particularly in this country, is to drag everyone down, right? But also to create an agenda that's not there, because we don't want to call someone great. Now, it's no surprise. I wrote the Charlie Curnow song. I am in love with the guy. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I've loved a boy as much as this person, other than maybe my pop, my brother, and my kids, right? So he's probably top 5 of things that I love who are male. It's a big thing, though, that you've got to admit, Charlie Curnow is a great forward. And Charlie Curnow is going to be the type of player that we talk about when we have grandkids. And then if we're lucky enough to survive and we have great grandkids, they're going to be like, oh, Grandpa Pom, tell me about the great Charlie Curnow, right? And we're not going to be saying, oh, he was gifted free kicks. We're going to say that he was a defender's nightmare. And I'm telling you now, he's won free kicks against Harris Andrews, Callum Wilkie, Sam Taylor, who are incredibly fair defenders, but even they have their moment, because they aren't playing the man, they are playing the ball, and their job is to stop goals. And it's desperation. And Charlie, look at how he's built. He's all up top, big, rambustious thighs. I'm getting excited here. But it encourages free kicks. And we see this in round ball. The most fouled players are genuinely the good players, the players that are awkward. In NBA, the players that genuinely get fouled the most are genuinely the most gifted and skillful, because they aren't mere mortals all of a sudden. On the football field, they are demigods. And I think we need to change this narrative that we need to have a bit of accountability on the defenders, right? And I'll say this, right? I thought Aidan Court and Toby Pink had a nightmare against Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow, but if they just stopped, right, in the contest and just was like, oh, fuck, Charlie's going to get there first. It's all right, we'll give it. Oh, Harry's going to get there first. Don't bother competing for the ball. You'd all lose your banana and say they should be banned from playing the game. So the offset of that is they've got to try and they've got to get there first. And ultimately, doing something is better than doing nothing. And it is going to be infringed. However, I will concede some of them free kicks that North got and Carlton have got in the Richmond game. Tom Lynch Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow, you could have taken a sledgehammer to their skull and not given away a free kick. Bolter, at times, was manhandled in the air, and the umpires are like, play on. Harry Mackay was pulled back from a contest by Dylan Grimes. Play on. So, one, it's the umpire's consistency, but if the free kick's there to be paid, genuinely it's because you're a good footballer, right? There is the exception to the rule. Cam Poulsen won a free kick for high once, and I don't even think he was trying to pick the ball up. I think it was just because he was small. So there is them calls where people play for them, but genuinely, 20, like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you've only got to look at the maths. It doesn't math. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't math the percentage of free kicks. So this week's trends is try and pay a bit of respect. Nothing will happen if you are an opposition fan. If you say Charlie Curnow is an incredible forward and I wish he played for us, nothing is going to happen. Your club won't fold, you won't be deducted points, and guess what? They don't increase your membership. You're still a fan, a loyal fan. But let's start creating a culture where we respect the game first over football clubs, because the game doesn't let clubs exist if it doesn't there. Carlton, Collingwood, North Melbourne, they're just cute little names without the game. The game adds the onus. So in short, Charlie Curnow doesn't cheat. Charlie Curnow isn't protected. Charlie Curnow is better than any other forward in the league, and he's in the top 1%. And because of that, it's incredibly hard to defend without infringing, because defenders have to make an attempt. And sometimes they cross the boundaries, because doing something is better than nothing. So next time you complain about a holding free kick, just imagine how much you would complain if Aidan Cole sat there and went, I can't beat Charlie today, mate. Here, you just take marks, huh? You take marks. You would do, you're not. Charlie Curnow, supreme forward, one of the best in the league. Thank you very much, everyone. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Give it a share to one of your friends who's been moaning about it. And until next time, peace, love and light. Pom out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella